This is DRF Race of the Day. Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with the DRF Race of the Day for Saturday, July the 3rd. Let's throw up the field for race number 10 at Belmont. It is the Grade 2, $400,000 Suburban at 1.25 miles, the rematch from last year's Jockey Club Gold Cup between undefeated Happy Saver and Mystic Guide, currently the top older horse in training by virtue of his big figure victory in the Razorback and his dominant performance in the Dubai World Cup. You can download free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them, handicap along with me, and let's throw up the Timeform US Pace Projector to see how this race might be run. Todd Pletcher, of course, trains Happy Saver. He also has the number 1 Moretti, who was the runner-up in last year's Suburban. I don't think last year's Suburban was as strong as the 2021 edition is shaping up to be, but Moretti does have early speed. It can be argued that he actually wants longer distances. He's a true marathon horse, but he does have tactical speed, and he might be able to control the pace. The two big-name protagonists, though, shouldn't be too far behind, and they should be in the thick of things when the real running begins. The number 2 is Informative, and let's watch Informative pull off one of the big upsets of 2021. He wins the Grade 3 Salvatore Mile at 79 to 1, and if you believe the Fig, a 99 buyer, he's not too far off the big names in this race. Now, he got a good pace setup. He settled in the back of the pack. He came with a strong run, and he beat some good horses. New York Traffic is solid. Galerio is a horse who's one of the better Mid-Atlantic-based handicap runners. This is obviously a step up in class, but they're taking a shot with Informative. I think he's going to need a little bit more pace than what is expected. He is a true one-run closer, but he is in form. This is a big pot, not a big field. He might be able to get a piece of the pie at the very, very least. Prioritize is the number 3, going out for trainer James Bond. Prioritize was 5th in the Pimlico Special last time out. Now, that day, the inside was the place to be. You wanted to be close to the pace as well. Prioritize was last after a first half mile, and he really just didn't have a chance after that. Passed a couple of tired horses in the stretch to finish 5th. His prior race was the 2020 Jockey Club Gold Cup, where he was beaten by Happy Saver and Mystic Guide. Prioritize likely gained needed fitness in the Pimlico Special. I think he can move forward in here, not only from an ability standpoint and a form standpoint, from a tactical speed standpoint. He didn't show that he had to be so far off of the pace last year. Here's Mystic Guide winning the Dubai World Cup. Just a beautifully bred horse that is living up to his pedigree and his potential. He ran just fine in the Jockey Club to just miss last year to Happy Saver. Ever since Michael Stidham's put blinkers on this horse, he has been more aggressive in the early portion of his races, and he's been finishing them off. In the Dubai World Cup, I was a little bit, if I had to nitpick the performance, I was a little bit disappointed that he was sort of getting out in the stretch, drifting out. He's had time, obviously, to recover from that effort. And on his best day with his best Fig, he is simply the horse to beat. Even money for Luis Saez and trainer Michael Stidham. We'll move to the number 5 in here, and that is Max Player. And Max Player is another horse that's always hinted at ability. He won the Grade 3 Withers last year. He was 3rd in the Belmont. He was 3rd in the Travers. And since then, he just hasn't been able to put it all together. They ran him in the Saudi Cup, but it didn't work out. They ran him in the Pimlico Special, and you could argue that he was compromised by the way the racetrack played. He was wide, he was at the back of the pack, and he just couldn't pick up his feet. I think we're going to see a better Max Player, second start of the form cycle. I am concerned that he's facing a tough field. He's going to have to beat 2 very good horses, and he's going to have to do it with a running style that might not be conducive to the race flow. He is a true closer. Happy Saver, after winning the Jockey Club last year, went to the sidelines. Todd Pletcher brought him back in a one-turn mile. The race we're going to show you right now. And Happy Saver was taken to the outside early under a Rad Ortiz. He attacks the leaders outside, and he is going to grind them down to win with a 97 buyer speed figure. I think it's exactly what the connections wanted to see. First start back off of the layoff, and now they get to stretch him out in distance. With his good tactical speed, he shouldn't be very far off Mystic Guide. He might actually be ahead of Mystic Guide at a key part of this race around the 3/8 pole when they start racing. Perhaps he'll be a slightly better price than Mystic Guide, and that's where I go in today's race of the day. Happy Saver, my top pick over Mystic Guide, but it should be a nice race. It should be a war in the Grade 2 Suburban. Good luck.